Welcome to the first session of the MJGA Gamers live D&D stream. I want to thank you all for joining us. My name is Kurt. I will be DMing for you, and these are my victim players.
Victims.
And we're still waiting on one more, so we're going to do a quick introduction for everybody, and then we're going to introduce our stage goblin, and then we'll kind of get going from there. I'm going to start on this side of the table.
Ladies first?
Me and character?
Yeah, tell us who you are and who you will be directing through this world.
Hi, I'm Roberta. I am going to be playing Annika Silverbow, who is a paladin of Helm.
My name is Garth, and I'm going to be playing Torkin the Lost, who is a fledgling barbarian dwarf. Yeah, that's me.
Hi, I'm Ulfer, and I'm playing a wizard dwarf. His name is Tova Ursa.
Hi, I'm Kevin. I'm going to be playing a Genku named Ren.
And I am Christian, and I will be playing Jasper Jinx, Tabaxi Rogue, of some ill repute, and yeah, and I'm a bard.
And I am Kurt. I am playing the DM, and I will be being literally everyone else. So it works well to have multiple personalities. I'm pretty sure our 6th player just arrived because our stage goblin exited stage that way really fast. So he might be letting somebody else in.
I can do an ad. I'm going to do an ad. That's what I'm going to do.
Christian's going to tell us something real quick that's super important.
Yeah, so after almost 2 years, we are bringing back Winter Gax in 2022. Save the dates, February 4th, 5th, and 6th, as we are returning to the Moose Jaw Cultural Center with all of our amazing activities. Classics like Dungeons & Dragons, stocked board game lounge, full networked PC LAN area, and miniatures like War Machine will all be returning to the Cultural Center. That's 2022 Winter Gax, February 4th, 5th, and 6th. Watch all of our socials and website for registration, which will be opening soon.
Am I allowed to come?
Yes, for now.
What do I have to do to get kicked out? Because I don't like doing setup, but I like coming.
To get kicked out, you just have to not follow the rules.
Oh. Well, I'm the DM. I'm all about the rules.
Foiled again.
Foiled again. So we've got player number 6 has just arrived. This is pretty normal for D&D games that people come and go. We've just started, John, so no problem here. You were super quiet. I'm like, that's not necessary.
Well, as a teacher, I know that when someone comes late, I like them not to make a scene.
Everybody stare!
Stare at me, stare at me.
So this is our 6th player. We went around, we just told our names and our character names and who they were real quick. Did you want to let us know who you will be playing?
Hi, I'm Janice Lamb. I'm playing Ginny Fellowhide Took. She is a lovely old lady. Little halfling, 2'11". Don't know. She's never been on an adventure before. She is a little nervous about it, but she feels compelled to go. So she's the former wise woman midwife of her community, and she has taken a terrible alchemical brew and now has some strange powers whenever she draws blood.
Excellent. I'm just wondering what it was you drank, because sometimes that happens to me too. Go ahead and pick yourself a meeple there. And I will write down your color. Maybe purple. Just take those.
I've already forgotten everybody's material.
Which is why I I
It
thought
took
the
you a while to
name
write them
fits.
down.
Very smart, very smart. My name.
So what we've done here, Janice, just walk her, or unless you
Go
want to
ahead,
start
go
with
ahead.
her, is
You
we've
get
just
your
put the
shakes.
name that we want people to call us. So whether it's a short form or anything, then whether we identify the color of your meeple, so we know where people are, and then just your name, your full name, and your character class and what that is.
So you guys have all met each other on the road. You're not super acquainted with each other, but you've had a day or two of travel together to meet and greet each other and get to know each other by name and whatnot. You're all kind of headed towards Nightstone for slightly different reasons. Some of you have heard that they've got a goblin problem, and the lady of the keep there has been offering a reward for dealing with that. Others, maybe you're headed there to stay at the inn that you've heard great things about, but you're all traveling to the town of Nightstone for one reason or another. You've been traveling along the high road for days. As evening approaches, you spot a wooden signpost next to a trail that heads north into the hills. Nailed to the signpost are 3 arrow-shaped signs. 2 marked Waterdeep and Daggerford, following the high road but pointing in the opposite direction. The 3rd, marked Nightstone, beckons you to follow the trail. If memory serves you, Nightstone is roughly 10 miles ahead of you. After following the trail for 10 miles, you hear ringing of a bell. The sound grows louder as Nightstone comes into view. A river flows around the settlement, forming a moat of kinds. The village itself is contained within a wooden palisade, beyond which you see a windmill, a tall steeple, and just the caps of other tallish buildings. Apart from the ringing of the bell, you detect no other activity in the village. The trail ends before a lowered drawbridge that spans the moat. Beyond the drawbridge, 2 stone watchtowers flank an open gap in the palisade. South of the village, surrounded by the river moat in a cone shape, is a flat-topped hill, on which stands a stone keep enclosed by another wooden palisade wall. The keep, which overlooks the village, has partially collapsed. A wooden bridge that once connected the keep to the village also appears to have collapsed. And you can see on the little map in the center of the table what's going on. I've marked where you guys are with a little push pin there. When we go to do combat, we'll throw that at the wall and we'll draw our map on the center table there. So yeah, what do you guys want to do as you approach Nightstone? You can hear just a bell ringing over and over again. You've obviously heard church bells before. This one's on meth. It's just not stopping. The closer you get to town, the louder it's getting. And looking at the palisade, you don't really see any hearth fires emanating up from the steeples of buildings. And the drawbridge is down, but there's nobody there.
There's like no guards or anything like that. Does it sound like an alarm bell?
It could be, but you've never been to Nightstone before, so you're not sure if this is just the local priest going off his rocker, or if there's something going on in town. You're just not sure. Something doesn't sound proper though.
It doesn't sound like a melody or a rhythm to it, does it?
No, just constant, incessant ringing. Bong, bong, bong. It's almost like somebody hooked it up to a water wheel, and every time it goes around, it just bong.
Well, I think I should go check that out.
I think so too. I think, yeah, you know what, Annika? I think you are the best person for this.
Thank you, Jasper.
I'm just really glad you guys
I shall
didn't
give
turn
you
around.
inspiration to do it.
All right, thank you.
So, if you want to move your push pin ahead,
Right to the edge of the drawbridge.
Dog.
Somebody else is closer.
Yeah, to here?
Yeah.
Garth is like, I don't want to move, puppy.
No. Yeah, Garth has a dog on his lap.
Oh, Deacon.
That is not a euphemism. It is a dog.
No.
I thought it was a euphemism.
No, it's his crotch goblin.
Oh, cute puppy.
So the drawbridge is lowered at the moment, and on either side there's a stone tower that the palisade builds into, so it's the towers are keeping watch.
And no sign of any kind of threat here?
Not that you can see. Is anyone proficient in survival?
Oh, I am.
No.
If you are proficient, you can roll that.
No.
Proficient might not be the word that.
Proficient
I
and
would
good are
use.
different.
Yes.
Well,
This is obviously an illusion, not a real town.
you don't really collect any other information. It's just the ringing of the bell is too distracting for you.
Immensely. We need to stop that.
So looking kind of through or over the bridge, kind of through the towers, you can see the town opens up into a bit of a square or opening, but from where you are, it's difficult to really gauge at what's going on.
Is there anybody around?
I would say we maybe head towards the bell.
I'm walking towards the bell, looking for anybody in
Someone
the
has to
square.
be ringing the bell.
Well, did you want to move yourself just into the town there?
Just before the square.
Just between the
Between
towers.
the towers?
Yeah.
Does the town look like there's people in it?
Well, once you get inside, something is definitely messed up because you can see large boulders, like that have. It looks like it hailed, except instead of hailstones, it's like 500-pound rocks are littering the town. There are bits and pieces of buildings that have been destroyed. You can see just that they have impacted buildings and shattered corners of them. In the town square, you can see several divots in the ground where they've smashed in. There's a bit of an open pit there.
Anyone with good investigation that might want to figure out where they came from?
I do. And I have white hair, and I'm wearing oranges and yellows and greens, like a pleasant, well-mannered young old lady. And I will draw my short sword. It's kind of rusty and doesn't look like it's well maintained. Maybe I got it from somewhere. And I will poke about.
So, as you poke about, I will get a perception roll from you guys.
I don't have investigation. I thought I did. I apologize.
You can still try.
Okay. I'm intelligent.
17.
You just don't know the square.
Yeah, just
19.
Denty.
Perception?
yeah. Okay.
17.
17.
3.
Where in the
These
hell
boulders
is that bell?
are not supposed to be here.
16.
16.
8.
Okay. Well, those of you who got 12 or better, you two of the large rocks in the center there start to move, and they basically kind of uncoil. They look like very large wolves or bear-sized dogs.
Made of rock.
Well, gray, the same
Oh,
color
okay,
as the
okay.
rock.
Okay. But they're not made of rock. Okay. All right. I see them uncoil, and I will ready my sword. And I'll look at Ginny and be like, "We're gonna sharpen your sword after we're done here."
For the best, yes. I just got this from Pilgrim. He had an extra one.
We'll set you up.
Thank you.
Christian, I'm going to share this little side table with you.
Yes.
He said put the pointies end in.
Generally pointed away from you, towards
Oh, I
those.
have a few
I'll just
maneuvers
put my
he
book
taught
down.
me before I left home.
So-
Thank you.
Excellent, excellent. Yes, I've been training for many years, and I've trained many acolytes myself. So.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you.
Who would like to be my drawificator?
Garth has got a dog. I I can
I can do some too. I've got like parabola.
Yeah,
Do you like coloring?
I do.
She's a teacher. She likes coloring. It's a job requirement.
It kind of is, unfortunately. Although I do wish I'd taken some art classes, because now I teach math, and it's always a cautionary tale. Yes, this is supposed to be a circle, I know. Please imagine with me now. Okay.
Just draw the kind of the town center there, as best you can.
So just a big rectangle. We're going
A couple
7
rocks in
by
the center,
7.
and those are 10-foot squares. So.
Oh, so I'll want to go 14 by 14.
Yeah, we'll just say that this entire thing is the square. So just draw a bunch of rocks in the middle
Oh,
there.
okay.
So you know, being the drawer definitely has its advantages because if
Make the tactics better for us.
yeah, so
Why do you think I'm putting them? I'm going for this
accept
one.
bribes. And then draw a little well in the middle.
Oh, well, that should definitely be a different color. I'm thinking it's a pink well. Sort of oblonge. One more rock for good measure.
Okay, so that's the town square. You guys aren't quite at it yet, but you can see two very large animals. We're going to say one is here,
Ooh, they are big guys.
and one's over here. And I rolled their perception to see if they noticed, you know, adventurers walking into town, and they rolled a 1.
Thank goodness.
So they are chilling like villains. What do you guys want to do? You guys haven't been noticed yet. You're kind of the direction off where the pens have all been set.
Over this
So that's the direction you'll be entering combat from. But combat hasn't initiated because these two are having a sneak.
I'm gonna stealth in. 'Cause I have decent stealth.
I can stealth in too.
You gonna stealth in with me?
Yeah.
Or? Okay.
I will hang back until the stealthy people get.
21 for me.
We could make it a really easy sneak in, and I could cast sleep.
24.
It's not a bad idea. I'll stay in the back of you for now.
Can I also get a what's the word for it?
Initiative?
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, I love initiative. That's fine.
Combat hasn't started yet, but I got a feeling it might. Just go ahead and scream them off.
13.
6.
Ooh,
4.
dirty 20.
21.
14.
So you can roll higher than a 3.
I can.
It was he changed the dice.
I am very happy.
I forgot, you know, I was using the wrong dice, and so that must have been
That
it.
happens.
D12 and like.
So you guys are sneaking up, and you've rolled quite well. They do not detect you.
Should we move towards this boulder here?
Or this one, so we can get flanking on them.
Well, not all of you are
No,
beating.
no,
Just the sneaky ones.
The yellow and the
We're gonna
black.
get the
Yellow
yellow
and
and the
black?
black.
Thank you. That's not me.
We'll go there for now.
We're here.
The paladin
Here.
doesn't know how
Uh,
to sneak.
The first one now?
I think I actually get disadvantage.
Yeah, I think you probably do.
Not yet, because it's not
So
late.
you guys start sneaking up, and you can hear the green one. It's kind of snoring, and it's snoring very deep. As you get closer, you realize that they're not bears and they're not dogs. These are some kind of large wolf creature. You've heard stories of creatures this big, but this is the first time you've probably encountered
It's only for me.
a creature of this caliber. Do either of you have survival or knowledge in nature?
No.
I have nature, but I'm not there.
But you are not quite close enough to get the details on this.
No survival, no nature. I'm from the city.
I can tell you which rats are which, but I always check for poison oak.
So we
So what are you guys doing? They still haven't noticed you.
Do we want to try JJ to sneak up to the next point?
Do we want to try putting them to sleep? Because you said you have 2 spells. I have 2 spells. I can do sleep too.
I don't sleep. I don't sleep.
Well, they're sleeping right now, so I'll keep
put
that
some
ready.
to sleep so we know we can we can coot it we can sneak up and stabby.
Oh, that's true.
Well, we can make them our friends.
Yeah, I'll give that a try. I'll try casting
Oh,
sleep on them.
Everyone else prepare.
I'm still looking for the bell. I did not
Roll
spot the
5d8.
wolves. I'm hoping
And
someone pointed them out, maybe.
What do you mean?
Everyone's quiet. No, we didn't bother. We
In
just
that case,
assumed.
I'll charge into the
Just ready.
square. Where is this stupid
Oh,
bell?
hold on a second. There's some wolves in the
What?
middle.
Oh, that's your rocks.
16,
How many?
23.
Well, camouflage.
Yes.
So I will put the first 23 hit points worth of creatures
No, that doesn't
into
sound good.
the sleep stream.
Ginny has a big box of dice.
I do.
Go for it. If you need to borrow some dice.
That's okay, I can just reroll.
So I'm
It's
going
my
to start
chest
combat
with
now
me.
with Torkin.
Sure. You've told me that you've put these things to sleep, we think?
Yes,
So being the lovely dwarf that I am,
I think I managed it.
I'll just go put myself right out in the middle.
And are you doing this stealthily or are you just...
I don't think I can.
Not his thing.
He believes in his party.
I will pull out my shield and sword and be like, oh, stupid wolves.
Okay. Ginny, you are up on a 20. On deck is Tova with a 14.
I'm going to take a crossbow bolt. Oh, can I do this yet? No, I'm getting level 2 stuff. Confused. Okay, I'm just going to, I'm going to try and sneak up. So I'll stealth.
Stealth roll.
Okay, 12. And I will go 30, 25, right? I'm a small foot.
You are only... You're just shy of 3 feet. Those little legs are going as hard as they can to get 25.
Yeah, yeah. I should probably use, yeah, I'm going to use my bonus, or, yeah, my
Are you
bonus
doing a
action.
dash action?
Yeah.
What, in the boulder?
25, yep, right around there, and I'll stay there.
So you're on the back of the boulder there.
Yep.
Tova, it is... Well, are you all done, Jenny? Or
I'm
any bonus
done.
actions?
I have no, nothing.
Tova, it is your turn. Annika, you're on deck.
Okay, I'm going to move up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 25. And dash action to just come around this side.
Okay. No bonus actions. I got your dash.
No, I'm good.
So, Annika and Jasper, you're on deck.
Yeah, stealth really not my thing. So I'm going to move up here with
You
Tarkin.
Tarkin. Yeah, 30. Yeah.
Just 30?
Yeah. We're gonna do
Double move.
regular move, and I'm going to do divine sense, just to see if these things are good or evil.
They're fairly evil.
So
And by fairly, I mean yes.
okay, so I can sense that they are
Not your friends.
not. But do I know if they are like fiend or undead or celestial?
No.
Then neither one of those.
Anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Jasper.
Alright, I will use my feline agility. And 40. 60. So I'm on that rock.
Does it let you move twice your feline agility, or is it
Double my. It's basically a dash.
just okay?
But I can only use it. In my next move, I have to move 0.
You're like a roadrunner.
I think if he's going to use feline abilities, he needs to go.
Well, and I could use my feline agility with dash, which would give me another.
So you just run around the map a couple
120.
times.
No, it doubles your speed. So if I did dash with feline agility, I do 120 in one turn.
You just have to check and see if using it costs you a bonus action.
Yeah.
But that can wait for now. So you've moved to there. Are you doing anything else? So the rocks
Yes.
themselves are about 10 feet high.
Okay. Oh, I can climb at 20 feet.
Yeah, you can climb.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot this thing.
Okay, so you are
Yeah.
going to take a shot at number 2 there.
That's better not be annoying. No, it's a 7. 7 plus 5, so 12? 13.
12.
13.
7 and 5 is 12.
Yes, yes, it is 12 today.
Because one of those numbers would have hit, but the one you rolled didn't. So your crossbow bolt lands into the dirt just to the side of it.
Didn't
And
take,
it's a little ear goes.
well, it didn't take damage if it was sleeping, so.
Yeah, but it still hurt it. It's my turn, and then yours, Red. So, number 1 heard something stomping up the path,
No.
and it immediately gets up. I rolled perception every time somebody moved, and sometimes it was versus your stealth. Other times I just rolled a natural 20 while the wizard was walking up. And
Makes sense.
so it gets up, and it is going to charge straight at you, Toga. So can I get you to move that 50 feet or directly to orange? It gets up and it charges. Getting up from prone costed half, and then it charged to get to you, so it's not going to get to do an action this turn.
Okey-dokey.
Unless you like to argue that.
No. I can't argue with the 20.
With not dying.
Without dying. That's true.
So
Be like, bye guys. I'm off to go get 5 guys. Not
the
sponsored.
it hasn't heard you, but it smells you. The crossbow bolt alerts it that something is around it, and it gets advantage on perception in it. Cat! And it gets up and it turns around and it looks and it sees you on the rock. Just push it up to the rock, and it stretches out and it kind of gets up its front paws and it's going to try to take a bite out of you. And it does. It will do
You're so far away.
I did. Yep.
10 points.
Alright, what kitty's down?
Yeah, the
Off
ward,
to good service.
its
Yeah.
bite clamps down on Jasper's body, and you hear a very unhealthy crunch. So no pressure. One of your teammates is going down. Are you past 0 and not 1 attack?
Oh yeah.
Sorry, man. I will roll some death saves for you on your turn.
Alright, we don't roll our own.
Oh no, I find it more exciting this way.
And we don't know.
Ren.
Oh, right?
Yeah, no worries. I see that the JJ has been attacked, and I start barking at the dog
In its own voice.
in its own voice.
Okay.
And
It definitely seems confused.
and then I'm gonna stealth out to it. And a 13.
Okay.
These are what?
They're 5-foot squares.
I think it's right there.
And then take a little nap. And get back up and refreshed.
And I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at it.
Okay, so roll your attack.
And that is a 21.
Definitely hits. The crossbow digs deep through the fur, striking the animal for how much damage?
And 8 points.
Yes, that must have been near max.
Almost.
The dog yips. Whoop! It definitely, it's lost interest in Jasper, that's for certain. We're back to the top of the order. Torkin, your turn, and Ginny, you're on deck.
Torkin is going to heft his shield that looks like it used to be a wagon wheel at one point. And grumble about stupid wolves. Walk up to it and try and take a swing at this thing. 17.
17 hits. What are you using for a weapon?
I have a short sword.
Okay.
For 7 points of damage. Hopefully getting its attention.
You definitely get his attention. Your blade cuts down through the thick pelt, and there's blood running down the length of your blade now.
And then as a bonus action, I'm going to rage, so my eyes kind of roll back into my head. And
Did you want to do that before you attack?
nope,
No? Okay. You had to get that scent of the blood first.
that's right.
Shark warrior, see?
And that's me.
That's your turn. Okay, so Ginny, your turn now, and Tova is on deck.
I would like to run forward 25 feet, please. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And I'm not quite close enough to do anything, so I'm going to drop my sword and grab my light crossbow and fire.
Okay. So try and pepper that warg.
15 plus 5 for dirty 20.
Dirty 20 will strike the creature.
For 6 damage.
The bolt nearly disappears. You can just see the bit of the fletching through the fur as it buries itself into the back end of the warg.
Sounds good.
Did you have any other bonus action?
I do not have a bonus action, though.
I always ask because I always tend to forget about the bonus action.
Thank you.
So that was Ginny and Tova with a 14. Annika, you're on deck.
Okay. Well, I reach into my pocket and I pull out a bit of pork rind and I toss it underneath the ward, casting grease underneath it.
Ooh.
It has to make a dex save.
It was going to try to make a dex save to eat the pork rind.
Yeah.
Because a 10-foot radius puddle of grease appears.
What is the DC for the beast?
12.
He has failed.
Then he falls prone.
So the warg, it tries to snap at the pork rind, but as soon as it hits the ground, it dissolves into the grease, and just being off balance, it like does this big head under
Roll.
failure. And it's laying on its kind of head / side, tail up in the air.
Quick, stabby, stabby.
Not an ideal posture for an attack. Were you doing anything else?
Now that he's prone, can I disengage back?
Disengage does take your action.
Oh, okay, so I don't have that.
But you'd be at disadvantage of attack if you should.
Yeah.
So Annika, it is your turn with Jasper on deck.
So, move me
I'm on
12. As close as I can get.
Yep.
12 squares? 12 squares, as close as I can get in a straight line to Jasper.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, okay. Next turn.
Jasper, it's your turn. I'm going to roll a death save for you. Okay.
It's so early to have to make a new character. Hope you brought it back.
Nope.
Oh no.
I've got ears and matching. Come on.
Yeah.
Can't stop now.
There's
we got
nothing.
it. We got it.
It's good.
There's
So,
something
To
about
be the
that.
son of Jasper.
Ward number 1 is he is face down in the dirt, and he's going to try to like struggle to get up, costing him most of his movement. He gets up. He's not dumb. He knows that the grease spell probably came from the dwarf covered in runes. However, the dwarf with the bloody short sword is going to be his priority.
Are you covered in runes too?
Yes.
Oh, we both are.
That's amazing.
What is your armor class again?
Mine? 12.
He misses you by a hair. He's actually got a little bit of your beard in his mouth. That's how close the bite was.
Not the beard.
They go for what people love the most. Like,
Horse
you love
beard.
your beard, he loves his life.
I'm gonna borrow your rage for a minute. Next round.
The other one has been distracted by the two people peppering him with crossbow bolts in his flank. He turns around, he drops, you're still up on top of the rock, Jasper, but he turns around and he's going to move forward. Is it 5 feet or 10 feet to get you
10.
guys?
10.
10?
Did you need
He's going to move
something?
forward the 10 feet
This way or this way?
towards the block.
He goes by me.
No, you don't get an attack of opportunity because you're
doesn't
still
leave.
threatening him.
But now we have advantage.
This is true.
Ren,
Wait.
Blood Curse of the Eyeless
are you doing a reaction?
Yep.
What does that do?
takes 1d4 off of his attack.
Okay. Roll the d4.
Oh, boy.
Takes one off.
So you get a 16 to hit.
That does it.
All right.
Sorry, I tried.
No, it's okay.
I think that might be it for my.
I've used my corset.
You will take 8 points of damage. The ward's teeth sink into your flesh.
Oh. I start whimpering like a dog.
Yes, these beasts are not to be trifled with. How is the trifling with?
I like trifle.
Oh,
I love trifle, yes.
Ren,
the chew toy. I thought it was snake
Ren, it
back
is
and
your
forth.
turn, and you definitely have his attention. Between the dog barks and the crossbow bolt in his flank. And being delicious.
Okay. He's a little too close for my short bow. My rapier. I'm gonna poke him. And 14.
14 connects. He's right there in your face, so it's easy to hit him.
And 10 points of damage.
nice.
He went almost. You stab deep into the ward's neck, and as you pull the blade loose, just a flow of blood, and it's soaking through his fur. The beast is staggering back and forth somewhat. Looks like it's ready to pass out. That takes us back to the top of the order. Torkin and Ginny is on deck. Does that help you guys knowing who's on deck?
Yes.
Is this warg in front of us on the ground again, or is the grease gone? or-
The grease is still there. I'm going to have to make a...
Duration for 1 minute.
Okay. Do I have to make a reflex save every time I move, or is it just every time I do anything? I will let you look at that while
Yes.
Torkin tries to murder me.
I'll do my best. So Turkin throws away his wagon wheel shield and pulls out a second axe and is going to try and go town on this lovely warg. He was very distracted when he pulled out his axe, though, so he kind of swings and wide and misses with his short sword, but follows up with that axe for 13.
Hits.
Oh, does hit him.
They're big targets.
for a whopping 5 points of damage.
So yeah, your short sword swings wide, but you're following up with the hand axe. It hits deep. You see loose hair flying off. Not the ideal way to get a haircut, but
No.
it feels fitting right now.
Seeing as how he took some of his beard. So yeah, I got you. Other than that, I'm just going to try and get its attention.
At
Which
the
I
end
think
of
I've
its
got it.
turn.
Well, you definitely have his attention.
Good.
It would have made its reflexing, so it's still on its feet for now. Ginny, it's your turn with Tova on deck.
Oh, well, I have a crossbow, my short sword somewhere over there because I dropped it. I think I just have to roll. Would be with disadvantage, but I'm flanking, so do you do flanking?
I'm not going to be doing, because there are abilities that give you advantage when in combat. I'm going to try to use those more. You're not going to get the advantage.
So disadvantage because I'm in melee range with a ranged weapon. 15.
That strikes.
Another 6.
This crossbow bolt goes in, and it goes in all. You can see where the blood is pumping out, so that's kind of where you're aiming. And it goes in, and it disappears. You actually see it poke out the other side as the beast, and then falls on its belly in the dirt. It's not moving. It's not breathing. The blood that was coming out of it is slowed down, and it stopped.
Excellent work. Next.
Such confidence for such a small package. That was Ginny. Tova, and then Enrica is on deck.
Okay, I'm going to raise my left hand, and I'm going to cast Firebolt at the warg.
Because you are in melee range, it is a disadvantage, I believe. No, or is that only on melee items?
I think it's only a ranged strike.
Anything with a minimum range.
Yeah, it's a range of 100.
Okay, so it will be a disadvantage.
Okay. Gold would be.
It doesn't matter. They're both coming up 20.
One's 19, one's 17.
They were 20, so
Disadvantage. Disadvantage.
both of those would have hit.
Nice.
So I raise my left hand, and the runes start to glow and circle to line up and create a small sentence as I shoot off a fireball.
Oh my, don't do
Or a
that.
firebolt.
So as they glow, do they hurt? Or is it just
no.
more of a light?
It's more of a light. It just swirls around and then it just lights up a set of runes.
Cool.
How much damage does your firebolt do to this poor dog?
1d10. And it is standing in grease, so it's doing 10.
You roll a max damage on there.
Yes. I did.
I think your firebolt is only a d10.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, so 10.
Although 10 on a d10 is...
Just 10.
Yes. Just 10.
Can I get you to also roll a d6?
Yes. 1.
As the firebolt hits, it explodes and there is seared fur everywhere. It has cauterized the wound. However, the seared fur lights the grease that's underneath it on fire, dealing the additional point of damage and lighting the terrain under the beast on fire. Oh, it reminds me of home.
And that is my turn.
Annika, it is your turn with Jasper on deck.
So I am going to run up there and vault up onto that rock and grab Jasper by the chest and be like, "Hang on, man!" and do lay on hands. And you can have, since you're down, I'm giving you all 5.
Guess I'm just going to erase that little death save.
Guess I shouldn't have ran in.
Probably not. Do you have a shield or anything?
So, are you doing anything else, Annika?
That is pretty much my turn.
Jasper, it is your turn. Did you want to put your organs back in your body?
Yeah, and in doing so, I'll do my healing word and basically talk myself up a little bit.
Fair enough.
So while I'm doing that, everyone's kind of sitting there, and you can. I'm muttering to myself, and you just hear, and I feel better.
How many hit points?
3, so I'm up to max.
Isn't it?
So
Plus your
D4
modifier.
plus my modifier,
6.
so I'm still.
All right, my turn. The train happens to be on fire. He is going to run towards the well. So move him 5 feet at a time until he's out of threat range for either of you. There, just stop there for a second. Both of you will get an attack of opportunity on the fiery warg. Ouch.
12. Is that it?
12 misses.
I think Torkin, in his bridled rage, tries to leap onto this wolf as it's running away and jumps into the greasy fire.
Did you roll an ace?
I rolled a 1, yeah.
Well,
It's okay. It's
You're not
all right.
going to jump into the fire, but you've probably let go of one of your weapons at your choice that you swung with, and you've thrown it, you hope, not into the fire, but through the fire. You've lost sight of it. The warg is actually going to smash through the side of the well. So, yeah, perfect. And it's extinguished itself with its turn. It smells like burning hair with a mixture of wet dog.
This is what they mean by hair of the dog.
Whenever you talk to him, he sounds like somebody else. Other people you've spoken to.
Just mimics whoever's talking to him.
Ren,
It's usually in Tova's voice.
it is your turn, sir.
Being very injured, I crawl over to Annika. Help me.
So you're going to move over there.
In Tova's voice.
So, I guess you could probably move over the wolf.
It would be difficult terrain going over them.
5, 10, 15, either way.
Help me, please.
Somebody else's hurt.
And I
feel like it's
fall
all
on the ground.
common thread here.
Torkin. With Ginny on
I will luckily have a second hand axe, so I'll just run after it. Pulling that one out and try swinging at it again.
You can have advantage because it is absolutely distracting. It is like head down in the well trying to splash itself.
Come on.
No. 14
14 hits.
Yay!
for 6 points of damage.
Is that it?
I've got a second one unless it's dead.
Go ahead and roll the second.
And then the second one's a 20, then dirty 20. For 7. 9.
So in your barbarian range, you go up and you start hacking and slashing at the flanks of this beast as it's trying to splash and extinguish itself. And it slowly kind of like stops moving and slides forward, falling into the well. The girth of the beast plugging the entirety of the well like a meat stopper. It is terrible. The beast has perished, and you will not be able to use the well.
Somebody's poisoned the well.
Oh, that's horrible.
But you guys have defeated the 2 wargs.
We should probably get this thing out at some point.
So
Here,
I-
they green.
I look at Ren and I'm like, when I give that feeling, I give sexual healing. And you are feeling better now. By 5.
Like
Nice.
moving away from that.
Everybody just awkward shuffles
that
away.
feels very inappropriate.
So, did you want the No, that's weird of you.
You can honk now like he does.
Yeah.
You set that back on
I
there.
don't have the speaker.
So you guys have made it into the town center.
Is the bell still ringing?
The bell is still ringing. Yeah, the bell has not stopped ringing through the entire duration.
Where is the bell?
The bell is
In the belfry.
the church. Which one of those is the church?
Probably the one with the graveyard.
Is it graveyard?
I think that's a graveyard.
Oh, that could be a graveyard.
It's in the building that the noise is coming from. Number 5 is the temple.
We don't have numbers.
Oh, you had to walk right by it to get to where the words are.
This one here?
Coming on that. Oh yeah, yeah, that one there, Jenny.
You were right with the graveyard.
Still in my rage for one more round, I'm just running towards that building. Angry at the bell.
Well, you can easily make it there. Oh. Love my meeples. You don't have to be nice to them.
Mm-hmm.
They are not as fragile as mini figs. You're not going to break any pieces off throwing them to me or at me. So, number 5, the temple. Who is proficient in religion? Go ahead and give it a roll, please.
I'm gonna run and get my sword first and then I'll go.
Yeah, no problem. I always assume you guys collect your dropped weapons or discarded
That
items.
is so hot.
13.
Oh, I got a
Nope.
6.
14.
This temple does not look familiar to you. It looks very muddled. What did you get?
14.
With a 14, though, you can tell why it's muddled because it's actually dedicated to 2 different gods. It's dedicated to the god Lathander, which is the god of the dawn, as well as Melikai, the goddess of forests.
Interesting combination.
By themselves, both of those may have been recognized, but forest dawn god? I have no idea. So just too muddled to understand, but you kind of figured it out.
I pointed out to Ginny, I'm like, so if you separate the 2 symbols like this, it's like there's Lathander and there's Malachi.
Oh, I see that.
And
Thank you.
coming from this building is that incessant ringing. If you look up in the top of the steeple, you can actually see the bell rocking back and forth constantly.
Is the door open?
The door is ajar.
I'm going to push my way inside.
As you push your way into the temple, your eyes slowly adjust to the darkness, and then we take a break. So we're gonna take just a quick little breather to let Jasper heal from his wounds.
Thank you.
And get some drinks and whatnot.
I gotta
Yeah.
lick my wounds, literally.
Your fur will be red flavored, probably.
We're having a player short rest, but not a character short
Not a
rest.
character short
Okay.
rest. Right, so, Engineer Goblin, did you want to pause this for the moment?
Yeah, I did.
You have been watching Moosejaw Gamers presents Dungeons & Dragons. It was previously recorded while streaming on Twitch. Go to see them play live there. Please like and subscribe here and on Twitch. Can I go now? What? You said you'd let me rain destruction if I said your little script. What do you mean the contract was for an entire campaign? I said no such thing. Yes, that's my signature. Yes, in blood. Fine. You can see the continuation of their adventure in a week's time.